Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Anvil Valkyrie in 3.3.0's PTU and the turreted version of the Cyclone, which was also released with that patch. And they go together pretty well. That's why we're covering them at the same time. We'll have a quick tour of the ship and a drive around of the buggy. So, the Valkyrie is what we'll cover first. This is very quickly becoming one of my favourite ships. I just love the way it looks. It's big and chunky. I suppose it's not that big. I think it's classified as a small ship, but it's definitely a medium-sized one. It's got a load of firepower. It's a heavy dropship. Goes into areas, especially ones where there's atmospheres, so planets and moons and stuff. It's got very powerful VTOL thrusters, and it can get in and out of dangerous situations very quickly. And evac your people or get them into a zone where you need to disable like the air defenses and then get out. It's a cool ship. Now, it's got a reasonable amount of firepower, 2 turrets that are manned, one on the top, one on the bottom, both with 2 size 3s, and then it's got a couple of remote turrets on the wings, which are single size 3s as well. And I believe it can have little deployable turrets, little size 1 ones in the doors, so 2 of those as well. That then can be manned, and I really like the ship. It's also got a couple of guns at the front under the nose. They'll probably mess around with those, and we'll see what sizes sort of like work there. Yeah, I just love the way the ship looks. Now, it is heavily armored. It's not going to be the best at hiding or anything. It's a chunky ship. But it's supposed to be used for those dropship situations, and it can take a beating, is the idea. It's 38 meters long and 28 meters wide, which is basically sort of the size of a Vanguard, but all of that space is used. So it's a big square of a ship. So it's got 5 beds for basically its 5 main crew. Now I say main crew because it can have a vehicle in, I suppose, what is sort of its cargo hold, except it's not a cargo hold. It can't really take any cargo in the ship. There's no magnetic locking plates, so you could have cargo, but it would slide around everywhere. It is a military ship, but you could have a vehicle there, and it will fit a turreted Tumbril Cyclone. So that is pretty cool. If you want to have that sort of drop off a vehicle, get in there and fight sort of mentality. But I say only 5 crew, but more passengers potentially, because it can have up to an additional 20 passengers. So these guys lock down in the seats and then go hot or cold into a drop mission. Now, the seats don't work great at the moment. There's animations where you just like sit on the headrest. But this ship is just a proper, compact troop transporter. 25 people in a single ship. It's pretty cool, but it's, divided over 2 decks, and, 5 beds, little turrets and gun seats. It's cool. It does what it says on the tin. It's very compact. So one of the other things I wanted to show is that you can deploy these Cyclone buggies from the back, and I think that's just pretty cool. It's very combat mission orientated, this ship, but the Cyclone, the variants are now in 3.3. So you've got these buggies. The turreted one is probably my favourite, although I think with a little bit of work, then the AA one's going to be my favourite, because the AA one's got some missiles, which, you're going to have to reload, but it's also got an EMP now. So that EMP makes that vehicle super defensive and effective against aircraft that are in atmosphere, because you're taking that out of the air. So they have to be taken out in some way. You can take them out from range still, obviously, but something needs to deal with those buggies, and I really like that. I think that gives a nice sort of like rock, paper, scissors on the ground. Spaceships haven't got like super air superiority in all situations, but these buggies are starting to feel really cool on the ground. Now, Daymar that I'm on has low gravity, so it is a bit weird when it's driving around. You go, well, why does it feel so floaty? It's low gravity. But it's these buggies are actually starting to feel pretty good, and in a couple of patches' time, I think they're going to feel absolutely great. But this has got room for 3 people to drive around in, so it's a perfect accompaniment as a support vehicle to your dropship. It's got that turret. It's just really fun to play around with. That said, again, the AA version That'll probably be pretty cool because it's got an EMP if you're assaulting facilities. And again, you can get the recon version, which will be able to be better at scanning and mapping and that sort of stuff, and potentially drop beacons. So there's lots of options for this. It would be cool if they become modular, those vehicles, and you can actually hot swap them out. Although I think that would be too much for the Valkyrie to do. But yeah, so that's the Valkyrie and the Cyclone TR, the turreted model. But all the Cyclones handle pretty similarly. There's just some really cool synergy between those Tumbril Cyclones and the Valkyrie. You can drop them off from a height as well. We're not entirely sure what exact height you can drop them from. Is it going to be based on the gravity of the planet? Are there little thrusters on the buggies that stop them from taking too much damage if they hit the floor from extreme heights? Are there safe heights, not safe heights, that sort of stuff? We don't know that yet. And we saw it get dropped off from a reasonable height, though, in the demo at CitizenCon. But it's just kind of cool to have those sort of mission loops where you can have 25 people assaulting a facility from a dropship, and then have people attacking their defenses and providing air support, and driving around in a buggy, taking out any stragglers or vehicles that you need to take out, or defending the perimeter. It's just, you can get all of that in a compact ship of that size. That's awesome. The Valkyrie is definitely a ship I'll be getting in game myself. It is $330 at the moment on its sort of like, I would say concept sale, but it is literally flyable in 3.3 now. It's the first ship that went straight to flight. But tell me what you think in the comments below. Is this something you'll be grabbing in game? Is this something you'll be waiting until the ship rentals and purchases are in game before you get? Is it something that you fall in love with and you've melted other ships for? Please tell me, as I said, in the comments below. My radar have provided a new Anvil Valkyrie to give away. All you need to do is to be subscribed to my YouTube channel and then comment on any of my Star Citizen videos made during October. My radar is a mobile app for iOS and Android that provides up-to-the-minute weather information in the US, Europe, and Japan, with service in Australia coming in by the end of 2018. It allows Star Citizen players to view detailed maps of the moons in-game as well. Yela, Selin, and Daymar. A new version will be released this month that includes new features, including outpost markers and updated maps. Also, if you're looking to get or upgrade a gaming PC, then consider Shadow instead. Shadow is a subscription-based cloud gaming PC service that can turn most devices, phone, laptop, PC, tablet, and more into a powerful gaming PC via the internets. Links to more info in the description for that, and if you do decide to try it, then use the code BoredGamer to get a discount on the service.